Have you ever come across a dashboard that prompted even more questions than you originally had? And all you could do was ask for an export that you could put it into some spreadsheet tool and analyze this information yourself. This happens all the time. I cannot tell you the countless times I have gone back to my BIE asking for how a specific piece of insight was generated. And it wasn't because that I did not trust the underlying data. It was because that the business logic used to create that insight was opaque and it was all hidden in a pretty dashboard. Now, this problem becomes even more apparent when you deliver a business application to your end users. Your users are asking for more insights, more visibility into the operations your software enables. And your users not only want pretty dashboards, they want the ability to extract insights. And each one of your customers have a very unique need, and they use your software in their own nuanced ways. So static dashboards with a bunch of filters won't cut it. You need the ability to provide insights that are personalized for their own individual needs. And that's why we're happy to announce Surfboards. Now you may ask, what is a surfboard? Leading on the surfing analogy, Surfboard allows you to read and respond to the insights you see in the dashboard, just like how Surfboard allows you to navigate ocean waves effortlessly. Surfboards allow you to create your own personalized lenses. You can turn on and off certain cards, you can adjust their placements, you can create even new insights in your own unique personalized ways. Let's walk over to my computer to see Surfboards in action. What you see here is an example of a SaaS application. This could even be your internal business application or a data app that you provide to your employees. The important thing to notice here is that the top navigation and the darker side are coming from the host application, and the insights you see in the main section are coming from Semaphor. You can notice how seamlessly Semaphor blends in with the rest of your app. The styles, the colors, the fonts, even the rounded corners match with how the rest of your app is designed. That is the magic of Semaphor. We've designed Semaphor to be a cohesive part of your application. This is far different from the iframe-based options that your existing BI vendors are pushing on you. Iframes are hard to style, they're clumsy, and they just don't look good. So say no to that. Now, at a first glance, this may seem like a regular dashboard, but you will soon see it's way more than that. We recognize your users have individual preferences in the way they want to consume insights. Now, let's say as an end user looking at this dashboard, I would prefer a much simpler experience than a radar chart. I can easily do that within the Surfboard experience. I can come in here and click on the pencil button that gives an eye to each one of your card. When you click on the eye, it launches you into an expanded perspective of the dashboard, where you can see the SQL query used to generate that insight. You can tweak it, modify it, make it your own. You can also see the schema elements on the left. For this example, I'm going to go ahead and change the radar chart into a bar chart. I would go ahead and add some labels to it. And this looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and accept the changes. Now let's go ahead and make some layout changes. We're going to shrink this down, and then we're going to expand the bar chart to look reasonably well aligned. At this point, I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and add this as my lens. My lens. And once we save that, you can see the lens has been created for you and it appears here. If I want, I can make this lens as default and close the changes. Once the lens has been made default, the next time you load the application, instead of rendering the original dashboard, Semaphor will render the modified version of the dashboard, as you can see, personalized to your taste, personalized to your layout preferences. You can always go back to the original version of the dashboard that was given to you. That's how easily you are able to swap between the original experience and your own customized experience. Now let's say a few days have gone by since you've looked at the dashboard and you now have more questions than what this dashboard answers. This is a pretty common scenario for your end users, where they start with a dashboard that answers some of their questions, but as time goes by, their needs evolve, they have even more questions, and they want the ability to extract insights themselves. This is where Surfboards help. In this instance, I'm going to go ahead and add a new card. Can click on the eye. That brings us into this expanded perspective. Here, first I'd like to explore the shape of the data. That gives me clues as to how should I formulate my next questions. Well, that looks good. Now, instead of writing SQL query from the scratch, I'm going to ask for the insights I want in natural language. So let's say I want to see the orders arranged by month. So I'm going to say, show me orders by month in MMYY format. Let's see what that gives us. Just within a few seconds, I have a query here that I can run. I can also see the explanation of what that query does. Let's go ahead and run that. Now, as you can see, I have a beautiful chart that is arranged my orders by date. This looks pretty good. This is what I wanted. I can go ahead and accept the change. And now that insight is available to me in my lens. I'm going to move my bubble over here so I can size this properly by clicking on the Save button. So you would see now, next time when I load the dashboard, I'm getting the version that we just saved, which is the bar chart that we had previously changed from the radar chart. In addition to that, we have our new card with orders distributed by month. I can go ahead and make the changes to the name of the card, so it is following the naming conventions, orders by month. Go ahead, give that a quick save, refresh the application page. Now I have orders by month. As you can see, how easily you can use the combination of lenses and Surfboard to fuse and create your own views that give you the insight that matches your individual preference. Now, as you create these lenses, you may also find yourself in a situation where you may want to bring back some of the insights from the original dashboard, and you can easily do that. So in this instance, remember we've created my lens as the first lens. I can go ahead and switch back to my original dashboard, which is what we saw. So let's say in this example, I want to maybe grab the radar chart and bring it back into one of my lens. I come in, select, do a copy as you would, pressing Ctrl C. Let's go back to my lens, come back here and paste Ctrl V. It's going to ask whether you want to copy into this browser window. I'm going to go ahead and say allow. Now we also have our radar chart in addition to all the other charts that we just built. Go ahead, give this a save, reload your app, and there you can see your insights in addition to the insight that we just grabbed from the original dashboard. Now you may be wondering, what about filters, an essential part of how analytics is experienced? In Semaphor, we've built progressive filters. That means you can narrow down the result set without really having to define the top level filters. To see an example, let's take a look at the Washington State sales, and we can progressively drill down from there to say first class, which gives me a subsection of results. I can look at the orders in subcategory. I can further narrow it down by the consumer segment. And that's how you see how many table storage phones have been sold in that area. So that's how easy it is with Semaphor, Surfboards, and dashboards to have a progressive filtering experience. But you can also define the top level filters as you wish. You can come in here, click on the edit, and then click on the filter. That gives you all the different schema elements by which you can filter. So in this situation, we're going to take, maybe let's say we're going to pick out a ship mode as one of our filters. And then from there, I can say I'd like to see orders by the same day shipping. I can change the name of the filter as well, so it's more presentable. That's how easy that is. And you can save that to your lens that we're already on by clicking on the save button. So what happens next time we load this application? This application loads with the filter and it preserves your own filter settings. You can change the filter or clear the filter by clicking on clear. That brings you back into the original view. Now, some of you may be wondering, are we creating multiple dashboards here, or is this the same dashboard? Let me prove it to you. It's the same dashboard. When you click on the angled icon here, that opens up the JSON representation of this dashboard. The part I'd like to draw your attention to is the ID that describes the ID of this dashboard. We are currently focused on my lens, and the ID of that lens and the dashboard ends with 7B56. Now notice what happens when I change the lens back to the original version of the dashboard. It remains exactly the same. When you're infusing Surfboard within your app, you're infusing one surfboard. Your end users have the ability to create multiple lenses on top of that. The Surfboard retains the existing permissions on the data and the dashboard. So even if your users are creating multiple views, they are operating in the same scope upon which the dashboard was originally built. The next question you may have is, how much effort or how many lines of code does it take to deliver this end-to-end experience in my app? I'm happy to state that with Semaphor, you can render this experience with a single line of code. And all that we've shown today is available for you to deploy in production. So if you liked what you saw today, and if you think your organization can benefit from it, drop us a note. We would be more than happy to get in touch with you.